Hello and welcome to all of our Gold viewers who are here with us today. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC here at Gold, and I'm so excited to have the wonderful Dr. Ruth Oshikanlu with us here again at Gold. Welcome, Ruth.
Oh, Christine, it's lovely to be with you today.
It's lovely to have you back. And there's some exciting news, right, Ruth? You will be our keynote presentation for our upcoming Midwifery Conference of 2025. I'm so excited to have you in that role, and I can't wait for it. And you have such a fantastic topic, too. It's titled Creating Calm, Effective Strategies for Reducing Stress and Anxiety During Pregnancy. And in the times we live, this is so needed, right? This is so needed. And we'll go to that in just a moment. I know, Ruth, of course, you are a midwife. You're very active in public health. So tell us a little bit about you and what excites you now. What exciting projects are you working on right now?
Oh, wow. So I'm Ruth Oshikanlu. I'm based in London, UK. I'm a nurse, I'm a midwife, I'm a health visitor, and I'm passionate about life before conception and pregnancy because it's really the foundation of life, those early years from naught to two, including pregnancy. And often it's a period that we neglect because we can't see the baby. So we think, okay, that's time for us to play with. Well, from my experience, personal and professional, it's such an important, pivotal time. We know what happens to brain development. And because of the times we live in, it's so stressful, anxiety inducing. Some women's journey to conception is very, painful. And so this is why I'm so passionate about this period. And I'm looking forward with excitement to delivering this talk. I'm also working on the support we give to women who've had assisted conception or previous pregnancy loss and miscarriage, because often the support we give when we get feedback from those women and their families is sometimes not good enough. So I'm working on how can we better respond to those women, the challenges we face, and really make time for them to support them and their family. So those are some exciting projects I'm working on, and a name for that failed pregnancy loss. Exciting time.
That is exciting. Yes. And you're right. We are focusing a lot on, maybe also the medical, concerns during pregnancy and all that. But we still have a ways to go to supporting those who have had experienced a previous pregnancy loss or were getting pregnant. It took a while, because we're just focusing on this. Okay, let's get this going. Let's get the pregnancy off to a good start or do all the medical things we need to do, but there's so much going on behind the scenes, right? Like, emotional well-being and such is so important. And let me get to this. Of course, in pregnancy, we have the hormones, right? The hormones throw us for a roller coaster there on top of it. And we know that hormones can play a big part in the hormonal changes in well-being. So talk to me just briefly about that.
Oh, yeah, we know the hormones that keep the pregnancy going, but we also know about stress hormones and the impact those have on the developing pregnancy and on the mom herself. So the more women know and we educate women and their families to reduce stress, reduce anxiety, so that baby could be in that beautiful environment where baby thrives and grows and the brain develops, all the organs, develop to the full potential. So it's so important that we educate people about stress and what they could do to release stress. We can't always eliminate it, but at least to reduce it to levels where mom and baby can thrive.
Yeah. And that's what you're going to talk about in the presentation. I'm so excited to learn more. And, let me ask you this, Ruth. As midwives, we are screening for perinatal, mental health concerns. But sometimes I feel like there's more that we could do, because we have our forms, we have our scales, we have, people filling in forms. But I feel like there is some kind of disconnect. I feel like, this missing, there is a link missing between, filling in the forms and us getting the information. And there's like something that's not said, or people don't feel like it's, they want to put it into these, forms because they don't know us yet. And so there's trust to build. So what is your experience with that?
The key to any relationship is trust and communication, open, two-way communication. Often we tell, we don't listen enough. We don't always, and sometimes we're so time pressured that we don't observe. Sometimes you ask somebody how they are, and they just default to fine, and how they're not fine. So it's about forming those relationships, really open, trusting communication, so that people really open up, but also being observant to the woman, to her living conditions, and probing in a way, I'm curious to know. Because that we also know there's a stigma around mental health issues, and many women tell us they weren't always open and honest with us because they're scared that maybe will be removed, because part of our role is safeguarding. So until they know us and they trust us, sometimes they say no when it should be yes if we ask about anxiety or mental health problem. So the more we create that space, that open, trusting space, they're more likely to. And I know if somebody comes to me with forms, I'm like, I'm a bit guarded. What do you want to write about me when I don't know you? So it's about creating that space where there's trust, there's openness. And yes, I'm going to fill forms, but that's not my main purpose. I'm here to know about you. I'm here to build a relationship with you. And I'm here to support you. And the more you tell me, the best I can support you. Yes, there's the safeguarding element, but even that is not to remove your child, is to ensure the right support is in place for you and for your unborn baby and for your family, and for us to use pregnancy as a time to address some of these issues that may get in the way, so that you thrive during pregnancy and create the best conditions for your baby to be welcomed into your life. Absolutely. And that of your family.
And stress can play such a big, has such a big influence on pregnancy, and also even going into labor. I remember very well, there was a family and they had like some kind of water damage in their house, and they had some mold, and they were planning a home birth. And I remember the mom was like going over the 40 weeks, and we were wondering what's going on. And it was the stress that was holding the baby in, because she wanted the host to be ready to have that home birth. But, still there was like all these construction issues and the stress that go along with her. And then, keeping her other little ones safe from all the dust and all that was going on. Right. And so it was like really telling to me, seeing like how stress really worked in, holding, the baby is safe in there, right? Like that's how the body works. The baby is safe inside, it's stressful out there. I don't want to come out, right? So how, Ruth, and you've seen it probably plenty of times in your practice, all kinds of stressful situations that have influenced if labor progressed or even started, or, how the pregnancy was. So as healthcare providers, what can we do? We can't take the stress away from our families, obviously, but what are there some tools we can give to our families to deal better with with stress?
Yes, there's so many tools which I'll be sharing during the keynote. But we also know it's important to know what exactly is causing the stress, because some of them we can remove or deal with or tackle in pregnancy, but some of them we can't. So if it's a problem with the pregnancy, there's not much you could do sometimes other than just watch and wait. So I know when I was pregnant, some of the issues were to do with almost going into labor. So all I could do was relax to the best of my ability. But there were no guarantees that the premature labor wouldn't continue. So it was reducing my stress levels, focusing on what I wanted. And those are some of the things we can help with supporting women in our care. But who else can help? Because it doesn't always have to be, us. So building that team around the woman, her unborn baby, the family, so that we're not the only ones that needs to address the stress. So who else is in the women's support network, personally, community-wise, but also professionally. And there are times when we all have to work in a multidisciplinary way with the family to see, well, how best can we create that village of support around the woman and the family, and who would do what. And then you just become we as midwives, health visitors, other healthcare professionals that support women in the perinatal period, now just become the coordinators of care and just keep checking on with the woman, what's happening, and how's the support? Is it good enough? And if not, what else can we do to best?
Yeah. Beautiful. Look for that support system. What is there? Friends, family, obviously the partner, the dad, whatever that family looks like. And also maybe other healthcare providers. How can they, what else is in the community that we can, share and guide as a resource tool for sure. Yes, absolutely.
And social care providers too, because sometimes we know the problems are to do with housing or poor housing, as you said. So who else can support with whatever needs addressing, so we can ensure they do, especially in pregnancy, in readiness for the baby being born and moving into the house.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, Ruth, I'm looking so forward to this presentation here for the keynote. You will be presenting twice that day, and everything, of course, will be recorded, so our viewers, if they can't be there, during a live presentation, will be able to watch the recording. And it is, of course, open access because this is such an important topic. We want to make this available to everyone, regardless if we hope everybody's coming to the conference. But this is one of those presentations that we want to make available to everyone, of course. Ruth, before I let you go, what final wise words do you have for our viewers now with regards to this topic here?
Oh my goodness, sign up. The beauty of it is I will be coming with lots of content, the latest available evidence. Well, I love interaction. So it also be, if you're there, you can ask the questions. And then find the answers to those questions. So it's so important that book, register, and then, think about questions you want to ask so you could be fully present on the day and ask those questions, because the beauty, there'll be a Q&A for me to answer questions and signpost to further resources.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so very much, Dr. Ruth Oshikanlu, for coming here, sitting down with me here again and sharing the wonderful work you're doing and talking about this topic for our keynote presentation. It's always a pleasure having you here, Ruth.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be here and to connect with other colleagues around the globe.
Absolutely. Thank you. And some information for our viewers now. The presentation, Creating Calm, Effective Strategies for Reducing Stress and Anxiety During Pregnancy, will be live twice on February 3rd. As I mentioned, it is our keynote presentation for our wonderful Midwifery Conference 2025. And we have so many wonderful topics this year. I hope you're all registering for this keynote and also check out the entire conference. And you'll find information on goldmidwifery.com. Check that out. The website, and I hope to see everyone at the conference. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Ruth.
Bye. Bye, Christy.